What's up, guys? Back at it with another video. Um, so today we're just gonna be also doing another catch up for the week. Just also covering up as well too from last week. So we're gonna go and start with DXY. DXY has been retracing off of this level right here. So we are seeing a bit of rejection. I was hoping we were gonna get like a really strong push from um the FOMC results that we got last week. So the interest rates have kind of dropped. So we're going to be seeing, if possible, we'll be seeing a bit of downside momentum where DXY will be pushing to the downside, either or pushing up. We'll have to kind of also wait and see because we're also getting quite a lot of fundamentals being released as well to this week, which we'll go over today as well. And kind of just conclude too. But from what I did take of the chairman's speech is that the labor market isn't really looking well enough. So there could be a possibility that we could see a bit of this like fluctuation in dollar, um, being it or that it's very indecisive at this point in time. So we'll just have to kind of see and wait and see how the market actually reacts to the the rate cutting that took place last week, and then move forward from there onwards. But nonetheless, I think we're still ranging in between the zone. If you see last week, I like the fact that we have a little bit of an indecision candlestick here that's kind of just formed. So either or based on this candlestick formation. We will see on with this weekly candlestick formation, we will see a bit of confirmation and showing either to the downside or the upside moving forward. But my strong, my based on my technical analysis, I think we're going to be pushing to the upside. Still very much so bullish on the dollar, even though there has been a rate cut. We could see a bit of a change in this happening as is. Pushing to the upside based on this neutral candlestick here and on last week's neutral candlestick, which is this right here. So now moving on to NASDAQ. So NASDAQ has been on a bullish trend for quite some time right now. As you guys can see, we have been creating higher highs and higher lows, respecting certain zones within the markets. And we are potentially, I'm just going to map out actually a bit of an area that I do see here. Zoom out a bit. So potentially what I am possibly expecting is price coming through and retesting this level here, which is 24,405, and then retesting off of this trend line as well too, in confirmation in the third touch. So we're gonna see a little bit of range within in this zone for quite some time, maybe a couple of days, as I do presume, and then rejection from this trend line with a continuation push to the upside. So this is what I am going to be expecting instead. So continuation push to the upside. If not, we could possibly maybe see a drop in price coming through and retesting 23,972. But that also depends on how the dollar plays about. So this, if we do break this, I believe though, if we do break this trend line, this will be the next level that I'll be looking for, is to 23,965, and then a continuation to pushing to the upside. Reason being actually to why I said that will be my area is because if you look on the daily, this level right here was the highest point within I think the 13th of August 2025. So technically this zone is a very strong resistance area on the higher time frame, which we will be waiting for in reversal. But if not, we will continue maybe seeing a push in the upside where price will retest this trend line and then continue to the upside. But we have to kind of just wait and see how things play out. Keep a big, massive eye out for DXY, because that is going to kind of just give us the overall conclusion of how things might be going about within the markets as is. So what I am seeing for oh yes, I did take a trade. Now this was a trade that I took last week. Remember I did tell you guys on US30 that there was a certain zone that I was actually waiting for it to kind of like reach, which was around this level here. But I saw kind of a rejection around this resistance area as is. So this was a strong point for me to actually kind of just see, based on a lot of like weak rejections within this resistance and this level right here, for price to continue to push up. You can see there was a lot of massive kind of like volatile move within the markets with these candlesticks here. This was during FOMC last week on Wednesday. So it was quite choppy, but I think it did continue to like actually push into the direction. So what I am presuming that could happen within the markets is that we are within a wedge. So this is a way I think we could potentially, it's kind of like the range zone that we could be potentially stuck in. So this is a very crucial, strong area. We'll have to kind of just wait for a breakthrough to the upside. I am in already on a buy. I entered a little bit late, but it was around here, which is like 46,196. Let me just actually just place it in position. So, sure. What's the 1 to 3 ratio? So yeah, we'll see how things play about. I think either or. Actually, there's this a little slightly lower. There's around there. Just slightly lower. Yeah, so we'll see how things actually play out with this trade. I know there's going to be a bit of a bounce off from this level. If we do not bounce off of this level, then I think I'll write this off as an invalid triangular pattern that's actually forming as is. But I do think we could be seeing a potential upside movement with US30, and yeah, just depending on the fundamentals. We're getting really strong fundamentals, and I'll show you after I'm done analyzing all of these charts that I am looking at. So also with Bitcoin, I have been actually keeping an eye on it. Remember, I think last week I did mention in the previous video that we are going to kind of just like retest off of this zone. I'm glad now that we've kind of reached it finally, which is around 112,000 or 114. So I'm going to be waiting for a little bit of like rejection around this level as is, so for it to kind of just like play around within the zone and then just continue to keep pushing to the upside because that was kind of just in conclusion information with the inverse head and shoulders pattern that I actually um, kind of like mapped out on the previous video here as is. So we're going to be kind of seeing a bit of a bullish move with Bitcoin, hopefully. So on this level, if not, breaks below, I think we will come back to 107, 107,051. So we'll kind of just have to wait and see how things actually play out. Just zooming on to the bigger time frame. Yeah. So yeah, this is a very strong area of point of interest. As you can see, resistance, support, um, resistance, support, resistance, broke through. And then now we're kind of just actually concluding into the support. So let me just zoom in a bit so that you guys can really see. So resistance, support, resistance, breakthrough. And then this could be like kind of like the support level on this bottom as is kind of just like pushing up. But if not, yeah, I think that we could drop to much lower levels moving through in the week. So yeah, now going to fundamentals, I think as you guys can see, we're gonna have flash manufacturing PMI. Don't really focus much on that as is, but I think the big one is the Fed Chair Powell speaks. This is South African Standard Time that I am showing you guys. So we are going to be seeing a bit of like momentum within maybe these two, and then with the chairman Powell kind of just like finalizing everything in conclusion. Then on Thursday we do have final GDP and then unemployment claims. And then the big one for me is I think Friday, which is at 3:30. So it's called PCE price index. So we'll see how that plays out. If that plays out really good, I think we're going to be seeing a bit of weakness in the dollar and stocks will be rising to the upside. And we will be seeing green. So yeah, I think that's kind of just in wrapping off on everything that I was just concluded. As I did say, keep an eye out on DXY. DXY is the overall symbol that you kind of just need to weigh out your options in trading a lot of the other symbols that I've actually just kind of just highlighted. So I'll be waiting on how things actually play out in how this candlestick actually performs. I'm seeing a quite heavy rejection off of this support level on the monthly channel. So yeah, just keep a lookout out on that and keep a lookout on fundamental news as well too that's going to be taking place this week. Do follow us on Instagram. Everything is in the description below in this video. And I hope this video was very much so helpful for anyone that is trading. Yeah. Do please like, share, subscribe, comment, and let us know how you feel about the markets that I have been analyzing currently as is. Yeah. A profitable week to everyone else, and see you in the next one.